Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. So, let's imagine the scenario that I would lose all my favorite makeup, all the makeup that I really truly love and use every day, and I will just have to basically go and repurchase the things that I love the most. So I gather all my favorite makeup into this beautiful Louis Vuitton cosmetic case, and I'm basically gonna share with you my holy grail makeup products. I'm actually surprised how much I have, and I was really trying to be super kind of limited, because if I will have to repurchase everything at once, that's gonna be quite a bit of money. So yes, I am keeping myself accountable, and I'm sharing no more than, well, I tried at least once, but let's say 2 products per category, or maybe 3 max, that I'm gonna show you. Those are the things that I absolutely love to use, and I cannot live without those products. Okay, let's start with the face. So we're gonna talk about the foundation and primer. Let's just address the primer first, because in the past, and for quite a few years, I was obsessed with primers. Obsessed. Like, there would be no day that I would skip the primer. I will religiously put it on my face, primer, before putting my foundation. And truthfully, guys, for the past a year, maybe even a little bit more than a year, I don't use primer every day. I do have a primer that I use maybe twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, or even less. It really depends of the week. This particular one, this is the Forever Glow Veil from Dior. So this is the Dior primer that I've got some times ago. If I get ready in the morning, I'm in rush, and I just put my moisturizer and I just follow straight with my foundation. So that's why the primer has not been my priority, but this is what I have, and this is what I use when I use, and I do like it. I have to admit, I do like it. So I just feel like when you put your foundation on your face, especially if you are, I'm over 40. So, sometimes the skin might feel a little dry. That's why I like to use the primer if it's been, more than an hour since I put my moisturizer, just to kind of give myself a little bit more kind of a healthy, moisturization, little veil, on my face before I go with my foundation. So this Dior, I like it. I'll definitely use it up. I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but in the past, you guys, I have been obsessed with primers that are kind of like jelly-like consistency, with those little gold specks suspended in that kind of jelly-like consistency. I'm talking about Guerlain, beautiful primer. And YSL, that was another one. Do they still make the YSL, that primer? If they do, I'm gonna link those 2 down below, because they are amazing. And I've used like multiple bottles of those primers. But this was in my prime days, when I was really using religiously primers. I'm not buying it because, I just have to finish what I have before I move on and try something else. But I always like to kind of experiment. But those the YSL primer, as well as Guerlain with the little gold specks, both of them has those little gold specks. I purchased so many of them, and I just love it. Okay, let's talk about the foundation, because foundation was a tough one. I pulled up 3 foundation, and I have at least, I think, 6 in my rotation. The truth is that I don't like to use the same foundation every day. All those little foundations that I have in my rotation have a different kind of, I don't want to say purpose, it's the same purpose, just to cover my face, but it really depends on my day, how long my day will be, how, because sometimes I have to I put my makeup about 6:30 a.m. and I don't finish my day until 10:30 p.m., which is my evening rehearsal. So, then I have to just make sure that I wear a very long wearing foundation, that I don't look, funny at the end of the day. But nevertheless, I pulled 3 foundations that are just my top favorite for at least a past year. So if I have to replace just only one out of these 3, like immediately, it would be this one. This is the Dior Capture Total Super Potent Serum Foundation. This is the foundation that I have been obsessed obsessed. This is actually the second bottle of this foundation that I have, and I just recently actually opened this one, and I was holding it for like 2 months. I had it in my in my stash, and I was just trying to finish the other ones that I had before I opened this one up. But it's too good. It's just too good to stay there. It's such a beautiful foundation, especially, for someone who is over 40. Your skin is not maybe as beautiful as it was in your 20s, and this is just beautiful. And it's very moisturizing. It's not cakey. It's not gonna settle into your fine lines. It's just perfection. It is pricey. This is probably one of the most expensive foundation from Dior, but I cannot imagine not having it in my collection. This is absolute perfection. Another one, which is slightly, I think, less expensive, and it's very close in kind of a finish, is the one from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. This is another one that it's beautiful, but I think you have to kind of be careful how much you use of that particular foundation. Less is more. Think this way. Less is more. I think my particular color that I picked, which is 1.5, is a little light for me. I think if I would repurchase this, maybe I'll go to number 2. But I always put bronzer anyway, so it works out fine. But yeah, this is another one of those really good, perfect coverage foundations that also doesn't look cakey, doesn't look too foundation wise like on your face, doesn't look bad. It's just kind of nicely sinks into your face, and it just looks beautiful. So this is just like a different option, but again, they are very, very similar. But if I'll have to pick one, I would definitely go for this one because it's just beautiful. I've decided to edit one more foundation. If I'll have to spend a little bit less money, I have one drugstore foundation that I really truly love, and this is my to-go foundation. This is the L'Oreal Radiant Serum Foundation. Mine is in the color 10 Ivory. This one doesn't have a pump. This is just like a little squeeze bottle, but it's okay. It works perfectly. Again, I try to always use very little foundation. I'm not one of these people that likes to, put like a very heavy coverage. So yeah, a little bit goes a long way, and I'm actually almost done with this one. There's a little bit left, and this is a very good foundation. Another good option if you're on the budget, go with this one. I cannot live without a concealer, okay? Concealer is like, I put my concealer before I put my foundation, so I always put it under my eyes and I take it down and up there. So this way I even use less foundation because I use the concealer. And the one that I always repurchase, and I have been repurchasing for years, you guys, and this would be the first one that I would run and get at the store, is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. And I know throughout the years, months, I've been sharing with you so many concealers. I tried so many concealers, and don't get me wrong, there was a lot of them that I love. The Vanish concealer from Hourglass was beautiful. Chanel, beautiful. It's just, I very quickly finish it, okay? So, but that's another one that is perfect. Dior concealers, amazing, okay? But there is something about the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer that I just cannot live without. This is like one of those OG. That's it. That's just perfect. There's just, I really don't need anything else. I just like to switch things around and like to have at least 2 concealers on hand, because I like to just, you know what I mean, right? I don't like to use the same thing every single day, but this is my choice. This is my absolute favorite. What I hate and I love about this concealer at the same time is the glass bottle. I think I dropped it at least 2 times and I had to replace the whole concealer because this is glass, which is great, and it's not great at the same time because, I do my makeup in my bathroom and I just drop it on a tile floor and it just goes in pieces and that's it. And then I have to replace the whole thing. So yeah, but I do love this concealer. Again, it does have a pump. Mine is in the color NW20. This is my color. This is what I have been using for years. And here's the little pump. And yeah, when you use it, sometimes there's very tiny bit left on the bottom, which also bothers me because you cannot really take it out because, you know, there's just always tiny bit left. But anyway, this is number one concealer choice. And another one that I have in my rotation, which I also love, this is my second favorite concealer so far. This is the one from Givenchy. I actually purchased this, I think it was before summer. This is Prism Skincare and Concealer. So this is the one from YSL, and it's beautiful packaging. This one is very full coverage, you guys, and it comes with the, you know, has a little doe foot applicator. It's very, very full coverage. It's very, you have to be very careful not to put too much of this. So I feel like I can use more MAC than this. So if I use this one, I need to kind of go with the light-handed because this one is very potent. And I love it as much as I love the MAC because they just don't crease. This is just something magical about these concealers. They just don't crease. I do have one that I want to try. It's from the Natasha Denona. It's on my wish list, and I will be purchasing this during the VIB sale on Sephora, which is coming up. I'm recording it before, and you probably will see it a few weeks after. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be purchasing Natasha Denona concealer because I heard a lot of good things about that particular concealer, but so far these two are my holy grail. So one item that I have been repurchasing pretty much every single Sephora sale for the past few years is what is it called? Secret Brightening Powder, and this is from Laura Mercier. This is the little mini kind of a powdery jar, and this is basically, you can probably see it, that's like a little powdery little powder that you see in here, and it's just extremely fine powder, which I use a brush to apply under my eyes. So basically I am setting my concealer with this particular powder. I always put a little bit on the lid, and then I use a brush and I just kind of brush it around my eyes, and this is how I set my under eye concealer. So this is just something that I use all the time. I travel with this. It's not travel friendly. When I travel, I always have to be careful when I open because this powder just goes all over. There is a version that it's like in a little mini brick, like a little set, but I think I like this one better. I do have the one that it's solid, but I think I like the loose powder a little bit better. So yeah, this works for me the best. I try like a face setting powders to put under my eyes, and every time I do that, it just starts caking. So this is really the only one that helps to set my concealer, and I have to set my concealers because otherwise, you know, especially if you have a long day, you need to set your concealers. So let's talk about the face powders. Again, just to set my foundation, I use so many different powders in the past, and we're talking about the ones that were super bougie, expensive. I'm talking about Gucci, I'm talking about La Mer. I think I went at least through 2 La Mers, and I love them, okay? I love them, but I just refuse to pay $100 for a setting powder, $70, $80 for a setting powder. It's just ridiculous. So I think it was a last sale, you guys, I purchased 2 setting powders. This one is from the Westman Atelier. I don't know how to say it. Okay, first of all, it's tiny, okay? I was quite disappointed actually when I received this. But the product itself is very, very nice. It's super light. It's super, almost like translucent. But because it's so light, because it's so kind of like, I want to say like, I don't know, it's just like angel hair, you know, it's just like, oh, it's just, you cannot really feel anything. It sets your makeup so beautifully, and I hate to recommend this because it's so expensive. It's just so crazy expensive. So, I don't know if I would repurchase this. I mean, I'm very tempted, but you don't get much product. I mean, this is like, it's killing me, you know? If I probably would desperate, I probably would buy it because it's absolutely beautiful, okay? But it's just not And the compact, by the way, is just so heavy. But anyway, it's expensive. So I also, when I purchased this, I purchased a Lawless setting powder. And I love it. You know what? I love it. It's completely different, okay? I cannot compare to Westman Atelier. But because this one is more like a typical setting powder, and as you can tell, I am nearly done with this particular one. The only thing you need to be careful with this powder is not to use too much. You need to be very light-handed. Like this one, you can go heavy-hand because it's super light. This one, think opposite. You need to be a little bit light-handed because otherwise you're gonna start looking a little bit too much. So, but other than that, I really love it. It comes with that little poofy puff here at the bottom. So yes, I will be repurchasing another one of these two. So again, if I'll have to run and get one tomorrow, it will be probably this one, just because of the price. As much as I love this one, I just think it's just too expensive. How do I put my foundation on my face? I use a beauty blender. This is my dirty one. I brought the new one so you can see how it looks like. Yes, I cannot live without the beauty blender. Beauty blender is just something that I'll have to run and get it immediately because I don't use brushes to put my foundation on. I don't use brush to use my concealer. I just literally use that little tip to use my concealer under eye, boom, boom, boom. Then I use another part and I do my my foundation. I am just absolutely like hooked on this, okay? And it's been probably, I don't know, since they came out. That's how long I have been using them, and I buy them in bulk basically because I change the sponge probably every 3 months or so, and I wash the sponges every single morning. So like I did my makeup today, so it's a little dirty as you can tell, and I usually wash it the next morning before I do my makeup again. So at the same time I'm, you know, because it has to be wet when you use it. So yeah, this is how the new one looks like. This one was not that color, by the way. This one was kind of orangey. So yeah, but this is like a typical, you know, pink beauty blender, which I just cannot live without. So this is a must. Okay, let's talk about the blushes. Blushes was a problem, you guys, because I am a blush addict. I don't think you need to have a lot of blushes, and I certainly have too many, and I am completely hooked and addicted to my Chanel limited edition blushes. I cannot recommend them because obviously you cannot get them. If you were lucky to get them throughout the years, it's fine. Every year they come up with at least few limited edition, and if I like something, I just buy it, and I love those limited edition blushes. Chanel, they are just beautiful. But again, if I lose all my makeup, how am I gonna buy it tomorrow? I can't. So I'm gonna share with you, I have three, well, yeah. I have to mention one Chanel that you actually can buy because it's not limited edition, and mine is probably super old. It's called Jersey, and I'm pretty sure you can still buy this one. It's just, you cannot go wrong with this. This is like the blush that you can just wear a year round, no matter what time of the year, what season of the year it is. This is just the most beautiful and flattering blush, which looks perfect on anyone. And I love it. I love mine. I use it all the time, okay? All the time. Like the Chanel blushes are in my rotation. But Gucci blushes are another love that I have, and I only have one, and I know the sale is coming up. I might pick up another one. The one I have is in the Silky Rose, so this is a little bit more different color. This is more kind of a light pink. I don't know if my camera will pick it up, but those are very nice blushes. And you know, sometimes I don't like blushes that are too overly pigmented. Yeah, it's very easy to apply. It's super nice, super smooth, stays all day. Beautiful blushes. Yes, they are a little bit pricey, but stunning. And they have so many different colors, so obviously you can pick whatever suits your, you know, skin tone. I always wanted to try Pat McGrath blushes because everybody said that it was so beautiful, and last year she had this limited edition little like a palette of her blushes. Probably it's not available, but you can buy blushes separate. And again, she has so many different colors, and you guys, those blushes are amazing, just amazing. Probably this one is one of my favorite ones. This one is, let me see, what color is that? Paradise Venus. That's the color. This is like absolutely, it looks dark, but I mean, they are beautiful. And also this was like a little highlighter. I generally don't use highlighters, so I'm not gonna recommend any, but if there is any like a set, I'm gonna definitely link it down below for you guys, because this was like, you know, it's almost impossible to finish any blush in your lifetime, you know, but it's like nice if you have like a little, you know, little set of them, and you can have like a little variety. And these blushes, just keep in mind, they are super pigmented, so you need to be very careful. It looks like it's barely used, but trust me, I use them a lot. But because they are so pigmented, I need to be very careful, because I don't want to look like a clown. Okay, so yes. So you have to be just very careful. But again, if you want just one, you can buy a separate, you know, they come like a singles as well. So yes, if I will have to probably run and get just one tomorrow out of these three, you'll probably be one of these. So either Chanel or one of the Gucci's. That's what I would probably go for. Most likely Chanel, because I don't know, there is something about the Chanel blushes that I just so love. And you know, yeah, I mean, I would be very disappointed, and I would be crying if I would lose all my limited edition Chanel blushes, because I just love them so much. Okay, we need to talk about the eyebrows. There's only two products and nothing else that I use on my eyebrows, and you probably need only one. And the reason I have two, because I like to switch. I don't like to use the same product twice in a row. So the first one is Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Brow Wiz. I talk about this a million times. This is in a medium brown color. This is the one I always get, and I have a backup of multiple of those, so I'm not gonna even repurchase now, because I think I have at least two new ones. So obviously the, you know, the product is on one side, and there is a spoolie on the other side. I think anybody who is into makeup, they know this product. This is like, this is amazing. And the second one, it's a Dior brow styler. The one I have right now, I usually buy either the universal color or the brow, or the brown. Oh, this one is a dark brown. So I either go with the universal or dark brown. It's really depends. But again, the spoolie, there's a spoolie on one side, and the product here is on the other side. So if you would ask me what's the difference, the Dior is a little bit softer. Anastasia Beverly Hills is a little bit drier, a little bit stiffer. But I noticed that if I use one for more than a week, it does start not looking good on me. I don't know why it is. It's just, or maybe just something in my head. So I usually either alternate every day, or it depends how I feel. But I like to have both on hand, because I just like to do that. Okay, it just works for me. Okay, I think we need to talk about the bronzers, because bronzers are, again, it's a big deal to me. Okay, this is just something I like to use daily. I do use cream bronzers, and I use powder bronzers. I use them usually at the same time. So in the past, I was so much into Chanel Bronze Universe, that big tub of bronzer. I went through at least 3 of them in the past, and it just takes me a long time to go through it. I did not repurchase. I finished one recently. I did not repurchase another one, just because I want to try something different. So for the past 6 months or so, I have been using these two. The first one is the one from Merit. This is the cream bronzer, which is, I think I have the lightest color, and this one is, it just gives you a nice bronze. It's very subtle. Okay, like you have to work it out a little bit. This one, like you can almost draw on your face. Okay, this is gonna be very subtle, very delicate, and I love this bronzer. This is like probably like the ones that I reach the most on a daily basis. If I need something stronger, if I need something a little bit more defining, that I will go with the LYS. This is the one that comes in this triangle kind of a tube, and this bronzer is more pigmented. So you need to be careful with this one, because if you use it too much, you're gonna look a little funny. So you need to be kind of careful. And again, the way I use it, I just put it on my, my beauty blender, and I just tap, before the powder. Obviously, that will happen before the powder. So yes, so this is another kind of a bronzer that I like. So these two, where did I put that? Yeah, these two are like my right now to go. And it's hard for me to even tell you which one I would go for. If I'll have to just pick one, I think I'll just buy both, because like I said, one is more pigmented than the other, and sometimes I feel like I need more, sometimes I feel like I need less. So yeah, it would be hard for me to tell you just go for one of them. They're both great. So yeah, those two are like my to-go bronzers. And then obviously when I powder my face, I have to follow with the powder bronzer, and the one that I have been obsessed for the past few years is from the Charlotte Tilbury. It's just called the Airbrush Bronzer, and even the tag is just so used up, because you guys, I've been using this compact for years, and I only pop the insert out. So I've been purchasing the inserts, and I'm running out again of the inserts. So literally, I just put a little pin in here, and I just pop the insert, I put the new one in, and so I've been having this compact for a long time. So obviously, it's getting a little beat up. So anyway, this is the bronzer that I will have to grab if I would lose all my other bronzers. I'm still working on other bronzers, so I'm not gonna repurchase the insert, the refill, just because I have so many other ones, which I hate like wasting product, you know what I mean? So because this one is so my favorite, and I just keep buying the refills instead of using the other ones. So yeah, I'm really kind of gonna hold myself accountable and try not to buy another refill until I finish the other ones. But this is the one that I would buy if I would lose everything tomorrow. If you guys remember, I think it was last year, not this past summer, the summer before, Chanel came up with this mega bronzer that looks like from that La Beige collection. Oh my god, this was so beautiful. I remember I purchased one in Frankfurt, Germany at the airport, because it was like nowhere to be found in America, or maybe it didn't come out in America yet. But anyway, people went nuts over this bronzer, and I used it up so quickly. And I asked this past summer, do you guys have this bronzer again? Is it gonna come out? No, it was just such a limited edition. It was just such a beautiful bronzer. So yeah, Chanel, please bring the bronzer back, because it was just beautiful. But yeah, go for Charlotte Tilbury. It's stunning. So after all that makeup that I put on my face before I do my eyes, I have to set my makeup, and there's absolutely no option of not setting my makeup. I have to do it. So there's two products that I use for this. This is the MAC Fix Plus. Again, oldie but goodie. This particular one, I think it was like a limited edition with like a watermelon scent. I'm not a big fan of this. This was like came up in the summer, I think. So yeah, I think I bought it in Poland because my luggage got lost, and some of my makeup, like those bigger bottles, were in the luggage, so I had to go to the store and just buy something because I didn't have the setting spray. And so yeah, I end up with the limited edition watermelon, but they just come with the regular MAC Fix Plus. This is the best. I mean, this and the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is another one that I just cannot live without. This is, again, they both comes in the spray bottle, and I talk about this so many times. So either one, I have to have at least one of these on hand. So either the Urban Decay All Nighter or the MAC Fix Plus, I have to have one of them. And it's just like I have always, basically two of them. I always have open in my on my vanity, and I just have to use it because I don't know, it just beautifully sets my entire makeup, and I just cannot leave the house without it. All right, guys, so we're gonna talk about the eyes and we're gonna talk about the lips. Let's start with the eyes, because I have just a few things. I was trying to really limit myself to the things that I'm gonna purchase right away if I lose everything. So I only have 2 eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to share with you. So the first one is Natasha Denona Glam palette. This is nothing new. This is oldie but goodie. This palette is just amazing because it has the right amount of neutrals as well as some sparkles, and that's exactly kind of my style. That's what I do. That's what I like to put on my eyes. And yeah, it has some mattes, has some shimmer, has some nice kind of this is probably one of my favorite, like you know, the lid colors. So that's exactly what I need. That's like the palette that I will just run and get immediately. And the second palette is from Tom Ford, and this one is number 31, Sous le Sable. I'm probably butchering. This is another one that I absolutely love. This is he's kind of a matte. Most of his quads are, some of them are shimmers, at least, you know, 3 out of 4 colors, but this particular one are all mattes. And I love this one because those kind of a mauvey color goes perfect with my favorite single hourglass color, which I'm gonna show you in just a second. But these are just like perfect to blend, you know, like nicely in your eyes. Just, you know, especially if you don't want to carry, you know, go with a big palette. This is just my to-go Tom Ford palette, and it just goes perfect with this. This is a smoke from Hourglass, and this is my second jar of this particular eyeshadow. And this is one of those eyeshadows that I either use like a flat brush or I will just use my finger and I just put it all over my lid. I'm gonna show you on my hand how beautiful it looks. This is, I have it on today, by the way. This is, look how beautiful is that. Has just the right amount of shimmer of the sparkle, and the good thing is it doesn't kind of run on your eyes. You know, this is like whatever the little shimmer it's in there, it stays. Okay, it's not gonna go like all over your face. So I have quite a few different colors from that Hourglass, and they come with that little jar, but Smoke is my favorite one. So I will be repurchasing another one of these. Like I said, this is the second already as I'm using it. It's just, that's how much I love it. And then two little kind of a pencil that I like to use on the bottom lash, sometimes on the top. I stopped using black eyeliner on the top of my lashes. I just don't use it anymore. This is actually from Sephora collection, and this one I'll have to link the color exactly down below, but this is Sephora brand, and this is a very beautiful kind of a brown copper kind of an eye pencil. It does comes with a smudger, but honestly I don't really use the smudger. I just basically run it like under, you know, on my lower lash, and it stays for that long day, and it's beautiful. I really, really love it. I already went through like two of them, and I have another one as a backup. But I also have been recently using this little fatty pencil from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Bronze Garnet, and I think it's intended just to use on all over the lid, like on eye color, but I like to use it also underneath here. Sometimes I run on the top. So this is the Bronze Garnet from Charlotte Tilbury. Mascara. Let's talk about the mascara. I cannot show you because my two favorite mascaras, I'm out of my two favorite mascaras. My favorite OG mascara, which I will have to repurchase, is from Chanel, Volume de Chanel. I have been using quite a few samples recently. I've been like running on my Chanel samples. That's like my favorite mascara. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Beautiful. But the one that I discovered last year, and it's very, very similar, kind of have a similar vibe to Chanel Volume de Chanel, is Monsieur Bic. This is from Lancome, and I have it in my Sephora cart. I have, I think, 4 of them in my Sephora cart because they come in the set of 2. So I'm getting those, so I cannot wait so I can start using it, because I went through all of my Lancome, all of my Chanel, and I'm just like running on the Tarte. so I can get to, you know, to buy my favorite, you know, mascara. So yeah, Chanel unfortunately never go on sale. So, you know, when I buy, I buy. I'm gonna put on my Christmas list. But yeah, the Lancome Monsieur Big is very similar. I did try the Idol Lancome, and I didn't like that one. So I would say if you want to try Lancome, go with the Mr. Big. It just gives you kind of like a nice big volume lashes. Okay, lip. Lip is the last is the last section that I'm gonna talk about, and I have two. See how good I am? I have probably a million lipsticks, but there's two. If I have to replace them, there will be these two. So the first one is again MAC. And this one is in the color Syrup. That's the one I'm having on today, and many videos that you see I have a syrup on. Always my makeup is linked in the description box, so if you want to know what I have on my face, it will be down there. You guys, this is the most flattering kind of a mauvey pink color. So beautiful. I'm gonna put it right there so you can see it. Oh, but I do have it on my lips. I think it's just the most beautiful lipsticks, and it's so moisturizing, long lasting, doesn't cost a fortune, and it's just, there's something about this color that is just, it's just beautiful. This is my favorite lipstick. And then I like use some glosses also, and this is from Chanel, and this is in the color 119, and mine is almost done, but I do have another tube of this. I went through quite a few of those glosses, and again, those are my favorite glosses. If I would just have to pick one, it would be this Chanel. This is in the color 119. It's again, it's one of those, I'm almost out of it. It's kind of a, you know, you can obviously use it as a topper for the lipstick. It's kind of a similar kind of color, but has this nice sheen. And I love the doe food applicator. It's just so comfortable on the lips. It's just beautiful. So yeah, I'm a big fan of those, you know, lip glosses. And that color 119 is just beautiful. Chanel do have a set of those three lip glosses every Christmas, and the 119 is part of it. It always comes. Last year I got that set. I think this is the part of it. Last year I got it for Christmas. So yes, but you can certainly buy it as a separate, you know, lip gloss, and I will certainly link it down below. But it's absolutely beautiful. So these are the two that I will just repurchase immediately if I will lose any of my other lipsticks. All right, guys, that was a long video. I'm gonna end up here, but I hope I explained everything. I love makeup. I use makeup every single day. Very rarely you will see me without any makeup. Maybe sometimes I don't do my full eye makeup, you know, on the weekends, especially if I don't have anything going on, but I do always put some foundation, bronzer, concealers, you know, that's like a staples, you know. I don't like to really leave my house. I don't have, without the makeup, I don't have like any major problems with my face, but I do have a lot of redness and even tone, you know, that just comes probably with the age. So makeup does help a lot. Okay, everything what I just show you guys will be listed down in the description box, as well as my makeup that I have on today. I'll list everything down in there. Leave me a comment, let me know what is your favorite you know, makeup product. Maybe there's something you would recommend. Maybe there's something I should try. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that was a fun video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!